Tom and Mike were two friends who shared a passion for the paranormal. They loved to explore haunted places and record their experiences with their cameras and equipment. They had visited many locations, such as old mansions, cemeteries, prisons, and hospitals, but they had never found anything truly terrifying. That's why they decided to go to the sanatorium. It was an old building that used to be a mental asylum, where hundreds of patients had suffered and died from horrible treatments and experiments. It was said to be one of the most haunted places in the country, and many people had reported seeing and hearing strange things there. Tom and Mike wanted to see for themselves if the rumors were true. They arrived at the sanatorium at night, when it was dark and quiet. They parked their car near the entrance and took out their backpacks, which contained their cameras, flashlights, microphones, and other devices. They also brought a map of the building, which they had found online. "Are you ready for this, Mike?" Tom asked as he locked the car. "Ready as I'll ever be, Tom," Mike replied as he put on his backpack. "Let's do this then. Let's find some ghosts." They walked towards the entrance, which was a large metal door with a sign that read, "No trespassing. Danger. Keep out." They ignored the warning and pushed the door open. It creaked loudly and revealed a dark and dusty hallway. They turned on their flashlights and entered the building. They felt a chill in the air and a sense of dread in their hearts. They knew they were not alone. They followed the map and explored the different rooms and corridors of the sanatorium. They saw old beds, wheelchairs, tables, chairs, and cabinets, all covered with dust and cobwebs. They also saw medical instruments, syringes, needles, scalpels, and bottles, all stained with blood and rust. They smelled decay and death. They tried to communicate with the spirits, using their microphones and recorders. They asked questions, such as, "Is anyone here? What is your name? How did you die? Do you want to talk to us?" They hoped to get some responses, but they only heard silence. They were disappointed, but not discouraged. They decided to go to the basement, where the morgue and the crematorium were located. They thought that maybe they would find more activity. They went down the stairs and reached the basement. It was even darker and colder than the rest of the building. They felt a heavy pressure on their chests and a tingling sensation on their skin. They heard faint noises, such as whispers, moans, and screams. They turned on their cameras and started to film. They walked through the basement, looking for the morgue and the crematorium. They found them at the end of the hallway. They opened the doors and entered the rooms. The morgue was a large room with metal tables and drawers where the bodies of the patients were stored. The crematorium was a smaller room with a furnace and a chimney, where the bodies of the patients were burned. Both rooms were full of bones, ashes, and remains. Tom and Mike were shocked by the sight. They felt a wave of sadness and horror. They wondered how many people had died there and how they had suffered. They decided to try to contact the spirits again. They placed their microphones and recorders on the tables and the furnace. They asked questions, such as, "Are you still here? Do you want to tell us something? Do you need our help?" This time, they got some responses. They heard voices coming from the microphones and the recorders. They heard words such as help, pain, burn, leave. They were amazed and terrified. They realized they had made contact with the spirits of the sanatorium. They wanted to know more, but they also wanted to leave. They decided to stay for a few more minutes and then get out of there. They asked more questions such as, "Who are you? Why are you here? What do you want from us?" They heard more voices coming from the microphones and the recorders. They heard words such as, "We are the forgotten. We are the tortured. We want revenge." They were stunned and scared. They realized they had made a mistake. They had angered the spirits of the sanatorium. They wanted to escape, but it was too late. They heard a loud noise coming from the door. They turned around and saw the door slam shut. They heard a lock click. They were trapped. They ran to the door and tried to open it. They pulled and pushed, but it was useless. The door was locked from the outside. They shouted and banged, but no one heard them. No one came. They looked for another way out, but they found none. The windows were barred. The vents were sealed. The pipes were blocked. They were stuck. They panicked and screamed. They felt a hot breath on their necks and a cold hand on their shoulders. They turned around and saw the spirits of the sanatorium. They saw the faces of the patients, twisted and deformed by pain and madness. They saw the eyes of the patients, glowing and burning with hate and rage. They screamed louder and louder, but no one heard them. No one came. They were the last visitors of the sanatorium. They were the last victims of the sanatorium.